but I love this card, and let's see what we got. It's a PSA 9, son of a... What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Joe's Card Stash, and this is episode 3 of my UFC card update. The first thing we're going to get into is recent fights. Just like before, just talking about the different fights that have happened since the last time I made one of these. And after that, we're going to go into grading. I want to do this whole episode is basically about grading UFC cards. The first segment is going to be just talking about how I choose the cards I choose to send to grading. I think it's pretty informative and should be good. And then after that, I actually got 2 big submissions back, not big submissions, but submissions back from PSA and SGC. So we're going to reveal those and look at the UFC cards I got and see how I did with my grades. So that should be pretty fun. If you're already into grading and know all this stuff, you can just fast forward to the reveal. It'll probably be more interesting to you. I'm going to put all the time codes in the description, so if you want to fast forward to that stuff, totally fine. And then at the very end, we're going to close it out with a giveaway of the select cards that I gave away in episode 2. We'll choose someone randomly, and I'll let you know who won, and then that's it. So let's get into it. Let's talk some UFC cards. All right. Recent fights. Since the last time I made one of these videos, we've had 2 fight nights. The first one was a couple weeks ago. It was I'm mainly just going to talk about the main events in these, just again to save some time. I'll talk about anything that has a big impact on the hobby, but the last couple the big fight nights have really it's just been the main events. So the main event 2 weeks ago was fight night with Johnny Walker and Jamal Hill. Now. Johnny Walker has been, he had a lot of hype coming into the UFC. A lot of people thought he was going to be the next big thing, but he's been getting knocked out a lot. A lot of people wondered, is he really going to make it in this league? And then you had Jamal Hill, who's been on a tear. Jamal Hill's been knocking people out, and Jamal Hill's, a rookie in Prism, and, a lot of people have some eyes on him. So it was a crazy fight. The knockout, spoiler alert, Jamal Hill knocked out Johnny Walker, and it was the weirdest looking knockout. Like, he punched him and Johnny just went like upright, like a zombie, and it fell backwards, and it was gnarly. It was one of those knockouts that the next day people are going to be buying Jamal Hill cards because it was that dramatic. Those are the type of things that really impact prices. So that's basically what happened. Johnny Walker cards are not selling for anything, and Jamal Hill has got a big bump. His Prism rookie cards they got a big bump, and I'll be honest, I think this kid's pretty good, and I'm looking for cards too. I want his colored Prisms, his reds, his blues, and stuff like that. But if I see a good price, I'm buying, because I think this he's got a lot of power and he's got a good attitude, and I'm excited to see what he does next. And then last week was a really big one too. You had Islam Makhachev, who's the second coming of Khabib, and he was facing Bobby Green. Now Bobby Green stepped in for Beneil Dariush because Beneil broke his leg or broke his ankle or something like that, which is a bummer because I think Beneil would have been a better fight. But Islam, everyone they just want to see. They want to see that he's been touted as Khabib 2.0, and he didn't disappoint. He crushed Bobby Green. It was vintage Khabib. Just smothered him, instantly was all over him, beat him in TKOs in the first round. He didn't stand a chance, and I think he's going to get a title shot now, and I'm very interested to see what he does. He's going to fight whoever wins Gaethje, Oliveira. And honestly, I hope it's Oliveira, because I think Oliveira-Islam would be a great fight just because of how good those guys are at grappling. As far as cards go, Bobby Green's been around forever, and his cards are just, I don't think he's terribly collectible. Islam is incredibly collectible. Islam had a rookie card in Topps. I don't really collect Topps. I kind of got in the hobby after Topps, and it's not I just don't like the design of Topps. I'm a Panini fan. So I'm hoping when 2022 Prism comes out next month that there are some Islam cards in there, because I would love to collect him. I'm hoping there's autographs. That would be amazing, get his auto. But we won't know for a couple weeks until that checklist comes out. But if he's in there, if he has, a Prism rookie card or an auto and, all the parallels, I'm going hard after Islam, because he's going to be a champ. I'm pretty certain he's going to be a champ. So yeah, that's it for recent fights. Now let's get into some grading talk. Okay, grading UFC cards. This is something I really feel is an untapped market in the UFC hobby, UFC card hobby. As compared to basketball, football, baseball, there just aren't that many cards graded. And if you're good at picking out cards that can do well, you can make a lot of money just grading, especially now that PSA's prices are coming down, SGC prices are coming down. I will tell you right off the bat right now, I only like those two companies. A lot of people like Beckett, BGS. I'm not a fan. It has to do more than anything. I like their slabs. More than anything, their customer service sucks. Their website sucks. And in this day and age, you have to have that shit together. And I just, I can't deal with the headaches involved with that. So PSA is great. SGC is great. PSA takes a little longer than SGC, but both companies, it's so easy to submit your cards. You get updates, you can check their website, see where things are, and it's easy as can be. So I like both of those companies, and that's who I'm going to be talking about today. So the cool thing about grading is that, not only are you investing in cards, but, if you pick the right cards, you can double, triple, a lot of times with PSA, you can quadruple how much a raw card costs by getting a PSA 10. So it's a great way to make money on top of just investing in certain fighters that you think are going to do well going forward. The main thing is you really have to get good at choosing, not only the right card, as far as condition, but also the right card as far as value. Because if you don't send the right card in, even if you get a great grade, you're going to sell it for less than what it costs you to grade it, and you're going to lose money. So that's really what I want to talk about, is choosing the right card as far as the value goes. As far as choosing the right card with condition, picking out corners and surface and centering, there's plenty of videos out there that will tell you how to do that. There's a really good one by Chris at Macy Collectibles. It's one of my favorite UFC card sites. He's on YouTube. Check it out. I'll link it in the description. He has a great video on how to figure out if your card can, be in PSA 9 or PSA 10 or, gem mint, all that stuff. So I'd rather you go watch that video than me to talk about that stuff. So going forward, basically we're going to assume that any card I'm talking about is at least a PSA 9 and hopefully a PSA 10. That's, that before I send anything in, I'm pretty certain it could PSA 10. If a PSA 9's fine, but I don't want anything to go lower than that. Okay, so how I choose the cards I'm going to send in for grading. All cards, just like I said, must look like they could be 10s. I separate things when I first pull them, and I'm like, okay, that's off center. That has a ding. All that stuff is going over here. I'm selling that raw. I'm not even trying to send it in. You have to be very honest with yourself. You have to be like, okay, as much as I love this card, if it has a ding, don't send it in, because you're just wasting money. You need cards that at least can get a 9, because most of the time with a 9, you're just going to break even. So you need at least a 9 and hopefully a 10. And if you really choose the best of the best, you'll do well. Once I pick the cards that I'm certain could at least 10, I go on eBay and I start looking at raw values. Now this is, what the cards have sold for raw recently. You can't, if you look at, what's sold recently for raw, but it sold in, December of 2020, prices change a lot in this hobby. So you really want newer listings that have sold. You don't want to see what something's listed for. You want to see what it's sold for, and you want it to be recently. And you want to have a couple of them, because you really want to have a good idea of what this card can sell for. as a PSA 10, as a PSA 9. So once I've gone on eBay and I'm looking up these cards, I do a formula. It's a formula how I figure out this stuff. And the formula is you take the raw value of the card plus the grading fee. So if you're talking SGC, $30. If you're talking PSA, $50. And then that has to equal whatever a PSA 9 has sold for recently. So the reason that is if you get a PSA 9, you want it to be, pretty much a break-even proposition. That, your raw card, your raw value, plus your grading fee will equal out to this PSA 9, which means you'll break even. You won't lose any money. I'm okay with losing $10, $15, but I don't want to lose a ton. Now I'm going to give you an example. The example I'm going to use is a 2021 Conor McGregor Prism card, the purple parallel. Now, the reason I use Conor McGregor for my examples and stuff like this is Conor's kind of perfect for this stuff. He isn't really fighting right now, so he's not going to have the highs and lows of winning and losing. He's very popular, so people grade his cards, people don't grade his cards, and his cards sell like crazy because he's very popular. So he's a great person to kind of like show as an example of what you can do because you have all these different sales. Okay, so with a Conor Prism purple card, purple Prism, God, that's weird to say. Raw, it goes for about $275. Okay, and then you add in, we'll do PSA for right now, PSA grading fee, which is $50. So $275 plus $50 is $325. Now, if you look up what a PSA 9 in that same card is and it has recently sold for, it's about $310. So, you have $325, which is, my fee, and then $310. So I would lose $15 if I got a PSA 9 with that card. That's fine. I'm fine with that. But this is the big but. This is why you're doing this. You happen to get a PSA 10, you pick the right card, that's worth $900. So we're talking $600 profit just from grading. Now you hold on to that longer and, Conor does some great things or, just Prism in general just keeps going up and up and up. You have made a great investment. So that's what I try to do. My PSA 9s, I want to break even. My PSA 10s, I want to make a ton of money on. And I feel like I'm really good at picking out these cards, so I'm going to get a lot of PSA 10s versus PSA 9s. So, that's the formula I use. You can also use it with SGC. Instead of $50, you use $30, and you get the cards back faster. Which if you're trying to sell them before a fight, that's important. And the only thing about SGC is they sell for a little less than PSA, so you're not going to get the return back, but you still can double your money, sometimes triple your money. So I think PSA or SGC is also a great option. I tend to lean towards PSA. I like PSA better. I like their slabs. Most of my PC is all PSA stuff. So, that's who I lean towards, but I still like SGC for certain situations. Okay. That is the segment as far as, how I pick who I grade with. Now we're going to look at some cards that I've had graded and see how I did. All right, now for the fun stuff. Let's see how I did on a PSA submission. I have 4 cards here, all UFC cards, and I sent these out, about 3 months ago. This was right when they started doing, I'm a club member at PSA, and they've started doing these $50 submission events. So you have to get in a line, and you try to get these $50 submission allocations, which are great because most of the time the cheapest they'll do is $100, but $50 for most of the cards that I have is like the perfect spot. So I jumped in and I got one of these submissions, one of these allocations, and I submitted 4 cards, and let's see how we did. Okay, so my first card, I'll move this over here, is Valentina Shevchenko. This is a select silver octagon side 2021 select. This is a really, really rare card. These are basically case hits. I got super lucky getting this. I pulled it out of a break, and probably one of the most expensive cards I own. This thing, if it is a PSA 10, is worth like $600, $700. If it's a PSA 9, it's only about $150. So I really want that PSA 10, but I love this card, and let's see what we got. It's a PSA 9, son of a bitch. Okay, I'm just kidding. I had a feeling that was going to be a PSA 9. These cards are very, very hard to grade. I knew it had a few surface issues. I had the slightest bit of hope it would 10, but for the most part, I knew it was going to be a 9. And I'm not sad about it at all. I love this card. This card has a lot of sentimental value to me. This was the first card I pulled in a UFC break. It was super lucky to get a silver octagon side. They're like I said, they're so rare. So very happy to have this. Honestly, I'm probably going to keep it for my PC. Most of my PC is actually PSA 9s. I find that PSA 9s are great for PC because they're not worth as much, so you don't have the urge to sell them, and they're still beautiful cards. I mean, PSA 9 is mint, so this is a mint card, and Valentina's the GOAT, like she really could be the greatest of all time. So I'm perfectly happy keeping this, and I love this card, and I'm honestly happy it got a 9. I am hoping I get a few 10s here, but let's go to the next card. Next card is, it is Jorge Masvidal, who is fighting this weekend, the big main event at UFC 272. He is fighting Colby Covington. I hope he kicks Colby Covington's ass because I really find Colby Covington to be a dick and I don't like him. This isn't the most expensive card in the world. I think it's just worth like $50 raw, but if it's a 10, it will be worth $200 about there. And let's see what we got. PSA 10, yes! That's a great card. I mean, that's so sick. I love these tie-dye prisms. They're so beautiful. I love Select. This is one of my favorite parallels, and a PSA 10 of this is just amazing. Probably going to try to sell this before his fight. See if I can make some of this grading fees back. I don't think there's many of these. This might be pop one. I don't think many of these have been graded. So PSA 10 of this card is great. Hopefully, I can get $200 or somewhere around there. If anybody who's watching this is interested, I'm going to have these on my eBay site, which is Joe's Card Stache on eBay. So there you go, Jorge Masvidal, tie-dye, PSA 10. All right, what do we got next? Oh, the man, Khamzat Chimaev, the most popular fighter in the UFC right now. His cards sell, you can put any card up and you're going to sell it in 5 minutes. This is just a base card, his base Prism card, but this was the best base Prism card I could find online. I only paid $22 for this, but it looked perfect to me. The centering, the surface. If I get a 10 on this is worth $400, maybe $500, and this would probably be the biggest return on investment of anything I've ever gotten. If I get $22 to $500, that would be amazing. So we want a 10 here. 1, 2, 3. Yes! PSA 10. Khamzat Chimaev rookie. Oh, I love that card. I am going to sell this just because, honestly, I'd like to use the money to buy other Khamzat stuff. I don't, really want a base card, and I can make a lot of money from this. But that's amazing. I'm so stoked I got a 10 on that. These are not easy. Prism is not easy to get 10s on. 90% of it is off center. So this is huge. Very excited about that. And my last PSA submission is Matt Schnell. So this is a zebra, a select zebra, which are also very rare. They're a case hit. Also got this in a break with Two Bros Sports, which are really, really cool UFC breakers. Check them out if you get a chance. They're on YouTube.
Oh, boy. No, it's so much better though. Oh man. I have so many goosebumps now. Joe, first though, how about the phenomenon John Jones? And I just have goosebumps crawling up and down myself right now because we have the Zebra Matt Schnell. I'm gonna start crying. I'm sorry. The Matt Schnell Zebra.
And Matt's pretty awesome. He's a big card collector. He's always in group chats, and he actually talked to me on Instagram about this card because I don't think he had seen too many of these. So, you know, I just like him. He's actually fighting. I think he has another fight coming up in the next couple of months, and hopefully he does well. But you know, I just want to get this graded and encapsulated, and it got a PSA 10. Yes. So that's awesome. You know, any Zebra. It's a Zebra rookie too. This is a rookie card, so you add in the fact that it's, you know, a very short print and it's a rookie card. You can't beat it. Matt's an awesome guy. You know, I'm probably going to sell this, maybe to Matt if he's interested, but it's a really cool card. I mean, so that's 3 10s and 1 9 out of four cards I submitted to PSA. If I can do that going forward, I'm ecstatic. That, you know, is a great return on investment. For the most part, I think, you know, you're lucky if you get 30% of 10s. That's what their gem rate is. So if you send in, you know, normally if you send in 4 cards, you're lucky if you get 1 10, and I got 3. So thank you. Thank you to the PSA gods up there. Okay, so now we're going to go into my SGC cards. Now, I just had 2 cards I submitted to SGC. Both of them have to do with the biggest fight coming up of the year. No, it's I have a Gilbert Burns card and a Khamzat Chimaev card, both that I thought would be kind of cool to send to SGC and get back quickly and see how they did. The first one is the Gilbert Burns. This is his autograph out of Select. I don't remember. I think this was in a break as well. Gilbert's pretty cheap in breaks, so I paid like $10 or $15 for this, and I got his auto. I think it's just his base auto. Actually, it's numbered out of 99, but let's see what we got. Oh, we got a 9. SGC 9 with a 10 autograph. Not too sad about that. Honestly, these autograph cards, like, they still do well because it is an auto. Even if it's a 9, I still can probably make, you know, not much, but maybe $20, $20, $30. I think raw, this is going for like $40, so hopefully I can sell it for like 70, 75, something like that. But, you know, what can you do? I don't know. It's really hard to tell with these cards, like what it was, if it was the surface or if it was the centering. It's kind of hard to tell. There's no border on these, but still, I mean, I find that once they're graded, it's honestly easier to sell this than raw, just because even if it's a 9, it's, you know, it's still, people want them encapsulated and safe, and it looks really good in this tuxedo slab. I don't love these for everything, but they look good with certain cards, and I think this one looks good. So there's that. And next is the man he will be facing soon, Khamzat Chimaev. Now, this also isn't a gigantic card. Most of the cards I send to SGC are more just me kind of like, oh, let's see what this gets, and, you know, it doesn't cost much, and I get it back quickly. So this was from another break, and it was Chronicles Hobby Box. This is just a base card, but it was a really clean-looking Khamzat, so I was like, I'll send it to SGC and see what I can get. And it got... ooh, an SGC 10. Once again, even a base card, a Khamzat SG, you know, 10 is always going to do pretty good. You know, these are These are much easier to get than the Prism cards, so it probably won't be worth anywhere near that. I mean, that's going to be worth like $500. This will probably be worth maybe $70, $80 if I'm lucky. But you know, I don't think I paid much for this, so you know, I'll put it up and see how it does. If not, I'll just hold it. I mean, Hamzat's probably going to be a champ pretty soon, so we'll see what happens. So yeah, that's my SGC. I'm going to have more of this stuff going forward. I have a lot of stuff going to PSA and SGC. I'm very excited about grading. I love grading. I think it's so fun to do this, to get your grades and get it cited, and it just adds another thing to the hobby that's just kind of exciting and try to master. And you can make a lot of money doing it, especially in the UFC world, because there's just not many of these cards graded. So if you learn to do it, you can make a lot of money. So now let's go off and give away those select cards that I gave away last episode. So we're going to go to the randomizer and see who wins those. So let's go do that now. All right, everybody, it is time to pick a winner from last episode's giveaway, which were for 3 UFC select cards. So I'm going to paste our link right here, and I'm going to click fetch. And filters are okay. And we had 7 comments. So let's pick a winner. Good luck, everybody. Thanks for participating. And here we go. And the winner is Jason, VTS, or VT Sports Guy. Hey, Joe, let's go. Awesome video. Always love your content. Love the insight and passion for the hobby. Thanks, Jason. You've been a supporter for a while, so I really appreciate it. And I'm going to hit you up in the comments and get your address and send you over these cards. So thanks again. Yeah, so let's get back to the video. All right. Well, that's our show. Once again, thank you for watching, supporting. Please like, comment, all the stuff to get this, get this YouTube channel moving. I love the talks in the comments, talking about fighting, talking about anything, talking about the cards, grading, all that stuff. I'm going to do another one of these probably in a couple weeks after another couple fights, and I'm going to open some cards. I'm going to give some more cards away, so look for that. And thanks for checking this out again, and I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you next time.